Hello, everyone. How are you? I hope you're all doing good. Today, we're going to start with a story that we have in the booklet entitled The Garden. Okay, now I want you to look at the title, The Garden. Read it after me. The Garden. Now, as we all know, the title has to be written in capital letters. Every word in the title has to be capitalized. Look, the garden. Okay, we're going to highlight it here. Okay, it's okay. The garden. Now, as we all know that every story has a writer. Every story has a writer. Can you read the name of the writer that we have? Arnold Lobel. This is the person who wrote the story, Arnold Lobel. Now let's start. Before we start, every story has to be built. The first thing that we have, the characters. We should have characters. All the stories in the world, they have characters. In this story, we have two characters. We have Frog and we have Todd. So these are the characters. The characters can be animals, they can be people. Here in this case, we have the characters Frog and Todd, and they are frogs, they are animals. Okay, now, Frog was in his garden. Todd came walking by. Frog was in his garden. Now, garden here is the place. All the stories, they have places. Frog was in his garden. Where was Frog? Frog was in his garden. Todd came walking by. Okay. What a fine garden you have, Frog, he said. Who said? Okay. What a fine garden you have, Frog, he said. Okay. Now you have he. This is Todd. Todd said this. Said this to whom? He said this to he said this to Frog. What a fine garden you have, Frog. What does fine mean? Do you know what does fine mean? Like when I ask you, how are you? And you say fine, I'm good. Fine means that fine means that it's nice, it's okay, it's very good, it's very beautiful. What a fine garden you have, Frog, he said. Yes, said Frog, it is very nice, but it was hard work. Now, when Todd told Frog that you have a very nice garden, what did Frog say? Yes, I know that I have a nice garden, but it wasn't easy. It was a very hard work. So I did a lot of work in order to have this garden, a lot of hard work. I worked for a long time and it was very hard working. So I want you to look here, but I want to erase this first. Fine. You have here okay, I'm sorry. You have here nice. Now, fine and nice, they have similar meanings. What a fine garden, yes, it's very nice. Fine means nice and nice means fine, so they have similar meanings. Now you have the pronoun it here. It is very nice. What is very nice? What do you think very nice is? What was very nice? Very nice refers to the garden. So it refers to the garden. The garden is very nice. So if I want to delete this and change it with another word, I can put here garden. Garden is very nice, but it was hard work. Okay. I wish I had a garden, said Todd. So what does wish means? Wish means that, oh, I really liked your garden and I wish if I have a garden here. So wish means I want to have something like you have, the thing that you have. I wish I had a garden, said Todd. So his friend Frog was very nice and he told, okay, I will help you to have your own garden and here are some flower seeds. So what did he give him? He didn't give him a garden. He will help him to have a garden, to have his own garden. So he gave him the seeds of the flowers. So he gave him flower seeds. You know the seeds, the small parts that you plant them in the soil in order to have a big tree. So here are some flower seeds. Plant them in the ground, said Frog. Now here you have the word plant. Do you know what plant is? Here, plant. Plant means put them in the ground, put them under the soil, put them in the ground, and soon you will have a garden. And you have to wait, and soon you wait a little bit, and soon you will have your own garden. Okay. How soon? Asked Todd. How much should I wait? How soon? Quiet soon. Quiet soon. What does quiet means? Quiet means a little bit, okay? Not quiet. This is a different word. Quiet means little bit, okay. Toad ran home. He didn't walk. He was so excited to have his own garden, so he ran home. He was running. He ran home. He planted the flower seeds. Now seeds, said Todd, start growing. So he went home. He put the seeds on the soil and he started talking to the seed because he's so excited. So he said, now seeds start growing. Now, do you think if he talked to the seeds and asked them to grow up, they will grow up? This is how trees grow up. You go and tell them, oh, come on, grow up. Okay, now seeds, said Todd, start growing. Todd walked up and down a few times. He walked up, he walked down, he was talking to the seeds, go seeds, grow up, grow up. The seeds did not start to grow, of course. They will not start to grow. They're not people, you cannot talk to them. So the seeds did not start to grow. Todd put his head close to the ground. So he put his head close to the ground and said loudly, now seeds start growing. So he was a little bit loud. Maybe because he thought the seeds are under the ground and they cannot hear him. Maybe. So he started raising up his voice and he started saying it out aloud. Now seeds start growing. And I want you to look at this mark here. Do you remember what is this? We talked about it previously in the classes. We said that all the sentences, they have to start with a capital letter, they have to end with a full stop or a question mark, and sometimes we have what is called an exclamation mark. The exclamation marks I put at the end of the sentence when you talk about something that is wow, or when you are raising up your voice or something. Now seeds start growing. So this is not a normal sentence. This is an exclamatory sentence. That's why we have an exclamation mark at the end. Okay? Okay. The seeds did not start to grow. Of course, the seeds will not start to grow. Of course. Toad put his head very close to the ground. Now, the first time he put his head close to the ground. Now here, he put his head very close to the ground. Look at the picture here. He was very close to the ground and shouted, "Now, seeds, start growing." Now, this time, we don't only have an exclamation mark. Not only an exclamation mark. Now this time we have the whole sentence written in capital letters. Why do you think the whole sentence is capitalized? Now seeds start growing. Now why do you think that is? It's because he is shouting now. He's not only talking loudly, he's shouting. Okay? Let's move on. Frog came running up the path. Now, his neighbor, Frog, he heard him. He said, he came running. He was shouting, "What's wrong? What is this